Hi everyone, I wanted to show you today how to make some witch bells. They're very simple to make, very cheap, and you can use stuff you've got lying around the house. I bought these bells from Amazon. I'm not sponsored or anything, this is just where I got them from. And obviously you can use anything you've got around the house. You don't have to use bells like this. You're going to need some ribbon. I picked this one because it's a pretty colour and I like the colour of this one. If you want to go more in for the colour correspondences, then you're going to need maybe a black ribbon, a white ribbon, what was the other colour I was thinking of, or a brown one. But I wasn't too worried, so I just stuck with this colour that I picked. And what you're also going to need is some sort of loop. I used some old bangles that I've got lying around. They used to be my daughter's, what she used to like play with when she was little, and I've decided to recycle those to make witch bells because they work quite well as being big enough to hang on a door handle if you want to hang them on the door handle, and also they can be quite decorative. I showed you there as well some jute cord. Some people use jute cord to hang the bells. You don't have to use ribbon. And I've got some pretty bangles like this. I was going to use this one at first, but then I saw another one which I preferred the look of. But yeah, I mean, you can use anything. You don't even have to make a loop. You could just tie the 3 bells together and tie it around the door and be done with it. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a loop. I just find it easier for hanging on the door. So I chose this one, which is out of my daughter's old jewellery box. They're not valuable or anything like that. They just want like little play bangles. Like little, what do you call it? Costume jewellery. They're just costume jewellery. And what you're going to need to do first of all is measure out, well, you can measure it out, I didn't, but prepare some lengths of ribbon. And basically the length that you want the bell to hang down from, double that and then cut the ribbon, and that should give you enough ribbon for how I'm tying it onto the bracelets. So first of all, I was going to like measure and give you like an exact length, but it depends how long you want them hanging down, how far you want them to hang down off your door. So I just go by how long I want to hang them, and then fold the ribbon in half and then cut, so I've got twice the length. It's just the easiest way of doing it. And then what you do is you thread the ribbon through the bell, obviously, and then tie the 2 ends together in a small knot and get the knot as near to the end of the ribbon as you can, but it's not vitally important if you can't. And at first I was going to tie them around the bracelet like this, but I decided in the end to just tie the ribbon together and then like loop it around the bracelet to make life a lot easier. And I kind of like how it looks when they've been looped around. So tie the 2 ends of the ribbon together. If you're using regular ribbon, you might just want to singe the end with a lighter just to stop it from fraying. With this one, because it's like a metallic ribbon, you can't do that, it doesn't work like that. So you just put a little dab of hot glue on the ends just to stop it from fraying, because this stuff will fray quite well. So as you can see, I've created a loop like so. Keep the knot at the top. You bring the loop underneath the bangle or the bracelet, push the bell through and pull. That way it hangs down nicely off the bracelet, and also you can hide the knot at the back of the ribbon later on by just gluing it into place to make it look neater, whereas otherwise you've got all these little tatty ends of ribbon sticking out all over the place. And then what I like to do is I like to do the bells at 3 different lengths. Ideally, if the bells aren't touching, it's better. Not that it makes a difference, it's just I think it just looks better. Oh, also you can use these like craft bells, like kind of like what you see on like cat's collars and stuff. You can use those as well. And the ones from the craft store come in all different sizes and pitches, so you can pick a bell that suits you. I've got ones like that on my keys, and also I've got some of those on my winter besom. So you can use those, and they sound quite nice and jingly as well. And also I'm going to use some of those probably for Yule decorations. I'm certainly going to use some of these bells on my Yule tree this year, because obviously that's why I bought like a bag of 50 of them. And they weren't expensive either. It was under a tenner for a bag of 50 of them. So I thought that was pretty good. I think these cost me like £6 for like the bag of 50. And they work really well, and they sound really nice. And I'm going to do, for Yule, when it does get to Yule, I'll do like another series of handmade DIY Yule tree decorations. I did a bunch last year using like natural materials and stuff. So I'm going to do some slightly different ones this year. I probably will still incorporate some cinnamon and stuff, but I'm not going to have the orange slices so much this year. I'm going to try and find something else as an alternative, because they get a bit sticky and weird after a bit. So I'll see what I can find. So here I'm just making the third ribbon longer. I did actually make this one too long and had to chop a bit off. But that's the advantage. If you make it too big, you can always reduce the size of the ribbon, whereas if you cut it too short, you're a bit stuck. And as you can see, just put the loop underneath the bracelet and then push the bell through the loop and pull, like so. Probably would have been better if I'd have used some slightly thinner ribbon, but that's what I had at the time. You could leave it long like that if you wanted, but I didn't like how long that was. I thought it was far too long. So if you end up with it being too long, just cut the end off and retie it. Make sure you pull those knots quite tight as well so they don't unravel. They seem to be okay, like I've not had any that have come undone, especially because I glue the knot in place anyway. So that's me just showing you a bit slower how to actually loop the bells through. And then once you get the bells in the position that you want, and then what you're going to need to do is turn them over, and those knots that are sticking up at the back, just glue those down into place. Like so. And I'll also put a link into the description box of my video on witch bells and what they're used for, so you can find out a bit more about them in my other video. I'll put a link in the description box for you. Here in this video I'm just showing you how to make them. I'm not showing you obviously how to do a little chant or incantation or a little spell or anything. I'm just showing you purely how to make the witch bells to go on the door. And what I like with using bracelets is they fit on the door handles really easy, but also they're very easy to hang up on a little hook as well. And because the bangles are decorative, it makes it just that little bit more snazzy. And then the last final touch that I like to add is at the top I add a little bow in the ribbon that I've chose to hang the bells. I think it just brings the whole thing together. Otherwise it looks, it looks a little bit plain. So I tie a nice bow. My bows always come out upside down. I don't know why, but luckily because I did this not attached to anything, obviously I can turn it round. But yeah, if anyone can tell me how to tie a bow without it coming out upside down, that'd be great. And then once I've got that plenty tight, I just glue that into place on top, and that creates a nice little witch bell arrangement which you can use as a protection charm for your home. And obviously you can decorate it however you like. You could add more decorations, you could add less decorations. Hanging in the middle of the bracelet you could have a pentacle charm or some other charm that you like to use for your protection workings. And yeah, that's it. You could even maybe tie a dream catcher in the middle, make it into like a mini dream catcher. And I'm going to show you what they look like hung on a door. Traditionally, witch bells are hung on the door handle or on the door itself, but you can hang them above the door, next to the door, just as long as they don't interfere with like the mechanism of opening and closing the door. It's fine. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Blessed be, and bye for now.